So tech.
Yes.
We're talking tech now. So this year, again, wasn't able to make it to CES, which take place every year in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to go. Just even though you get like better experiences online now.
Yeah.
The thing is that these things are so massive. Like you can't, even in 4 days, you can't see everything.
No.
Because they have like.
There literally is so much shit, huh?
There's so much shit. Like just think of all the different categories: phones, TVs, VR, tablets, new green tech, solar
stuff that you guys even know there's tech about.
Well, because
tech about.
Yeah, like they have their stuff they're ready to sell, stuff they're like, this is what we can do, and then there's like here's coming this year.
Yeah.
So like there's everything. There's future. There's like, hey, what do you think the market would think about this?
Yeah.
Like, because the CES is meant for like investors, news outlets to cover their stories, and I just want to go just to experience it because I've been wanting to go since I was a little kid, just like E3. But this year, again, they focused more on VR and like artificial intelligence and shit. So I want to break down a few, not necessarily in those topics, but just things that stood out to me because there's so much news, obviously.
Yeah.
These are just the ones that I caught. And I'm sure I can look back for the next week or two and still find more stuff that they came out with or talked about. Mm-hmm. So I'll start it off with this one. I thought was fucking awesome. Lego drones are going to be a thing. They're actually a thing right now. You can buy them now. So you can go get your, like, I'm guessing 10 years old and up, a drone that you can build, that they can build. Like, that's awesome. Like, you get to have fun, but you're learning how to build shit.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with Legos is, like, yeah, they'll crash and break, but they say it takes like 10 to 15 minutes to rebuild it.
That's actually really badass.
That's cool. Like, I want to play with that. And they're only going to get better and better, bigger and bigger, faster, stronger, which means you can, like, mount cameras, like, make different configurations and
because drones nowadays are pretty impressive,
dude.
You know?
They got, like, we talked about it before, that one folding case one.
Oh my
you
God.
Throw up,
put it in your pocket,
and it'll follow you. Like, it's not like the best resolution, but it's high HD.
Oh, yeah,
it's not 4K, but still, like, that's just first step. But it's not, it can bump into shit, not hurt anybody. Like, drones are gonna be so badass.
And now, like, I'm kind of excited because they recalled all the Karmas, right?
Yeah.
So I think GoPro's gonna get it right this time.
I hope so, man. The Maverick Pro, the DJI Maverick Pro, is still the drone to beat right now. Yeah. Because it's super tiny, it can fit in your pocket.
It's like $1,000 though.
Yeah, but dude,
I know.
That's still pretty cheap when you consider what it can do.
Yeah. And
the access that it can give you. It goes like 4 miles plus away from you. Mm-hmm. It has all of the avoidance sensors in it, so you're not gonna run into stuff. It has auto come back home mode. Yeah. Like, it has auto follow mode. If the battery's
gonna die, it'll be like,
I don't care what you're doing. I'm coming home.
Yeah.
It has the follow mode, so if you want to follow an object or yourself, like, boom, pinpoint it on the screen, and it's gonna follow that object.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you need, really.
Man, that's badass.
And yeah, they showed off a ton of drones here at CES. They even showed it last year, but they showed a working version of it this year of a one-person, like, portable drone. Like, it's like a helicopter, but it's a drone that fits one person. So, like, it's like a taxi service kind of. Like, that's what they're marketing it as. Like, hey, instead of calling an Uber, call a drone.
And they'll come pick you up.
Somewhere. Yeah. But the realistic one they're going to probably put out first is for search and rescue. They showed it with a room for 2 people, 1 medic and 1 patient. And you don't have to gas up. You don't have to, like, it's quick. They're fast. They're fast as fuck. Like, they're really fast, lightweight, and they can land anywhere. They can land more places than a helicopter can because they're more compact. They don't take up as much space. So I think that's awesome. Like,
that's pretty badass.
It's exciting because, I mean, there's so many, like, we live in the high desert. We have to go like 2 hours to go to the next, like, super hospital to get your shit taken care of. Mm-hmm. And a helicopter ride is like, what, like $25,000 or something crazy like that. So if they can get an unpiloted drone to just pick you up, that should cut it cost in like half at least.
Yeah.
At least I hope. I definitely don't want to be the first one on it.
Yeah.
But I want to try it eventually. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. I thought the Lego drones was like, fuck yeah, like, I'm ready for that. LG, they won an award actually for showing off their OLED TVs. OLED, there's LED, then there's OLED, which is a thinner, more deep, like just picture deeper colors, more true to life colors, and the O is organic light emitting diode. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds good. And
we'll probably never know.
They're super expensive, but this one they showed off. The reason they won an award is because it's thinner than an iPhone. It's 3 millimeters thick.
Gosh.
And they were showing off these mounts that are 0 gaps in the wall mount. Because right now, you have even if you have like the best wall mount, there's still like 3 inches between the wall mount and the TV. These ones are like flat as paper on the wall. So they look good. Are they practical? Probably not. Not yet. Not for the price point. Because I think like the 55 inch is still like $8,000.
Mother.
Because they're so thin.
And they're 4K, right?
They're 4K. Yeah. Actually, I think theirs are 8K.
8K.
Yeah. And going off that 8K, they announced 8K HDMI cables. Now, right now, HDMI cables, they try to upsell you the gold plated. That doesn't matter. But for 4K, it starts to matter depending on how long of a run you're doing. The longer distance from the TV to whatever source it is, it does start to lose a little quality. But you still be fine. But with 8K, it does need more of a push. So with these 8K HDMI, you can do, I think it's called version 2.1. The resolution, it can run 8K resolution at 60 hertz or 4K at 120 hertz, which means like the motion blur, the pretty much pixels per square inch, how fast it can process it and deliver that picture to your TV. So they're probably gonna be expensive as hell for a couple years, but everything's dropping fast because everything's coming fast. So that should be interesting to see how that goes. To see if it's really as a big deal as it seems to be. The next one I thought was really cool, man, because we're gamers and we want to get the Microsoft Xbox Scorpio.
Yes.
It's supposed to be able to run 4K, right? And it's going to hopefully be compatible with VR headsets. And
the Oculus, right?
Oculus.
Well, it's going to have to be the Oculus.
The Oculus is going to be the first contender, I'm pretty sure, because they already have their foot in the door with them as far as partnership. But HTC Vive made a really compelling little device here. This year they showed off. They showed off these things where you can pretty much screw them to any object, and that object is now translatable into the virtual world. So what they did is they showed examples. They showed they attached it to the bottom of a bat, and that whole bat is now VR compatible now. That's your toy now. And so what it's good for is for people who want to do archery, but they want to get real practice indoors, because you can't always do it year round. You attach it to a real bow, and then you're getting a real workout in. Same with golf. Same with baseball bats. Pros, it's not just gonna be for gimmicks. It's gonna be for real training. And they attach it to guns, real life guns. So you get used to holding a real gun, and whatever you do, it translates it. So that's a game.
That's not bad.
I mean, this is just the beginning. That's what I'm excited about. When I see it, I get excited because the attachments are kind of big and bulky right now, about the size of a baseball, which is pretty big. But considering how early this stuff is, it's kind of
It's only gonna get better.
But I didn't hear of any prices yet.
Oh, okay.
Because the HTC Vive is already $700 without a computer. So I'm guessing it's gonna be for most first time what's it called? What do people call it? Jump on technology first. Suckers. I was kidding.
Oh, yeah.
No, damn, I can't think of the term. Pretty much for people who are really into tech and gonna be on the first generation of everything.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a term.
Yeah.
We're both blanking. So that's a thing. The other cool thing I saw was Honda's self-balancing motorcycle, and that's good news for me. If I ever wanted to get one, I would go with one like this, just because I'm not that confident in myself. But you still got to worry about other cars, obviously.
Yeah.
But just the tech alone, just think of a Segway, the ones you stand up on, or those stupid hoverboards.
Yeah.
The self-balance. That tech is being applied to a legit motorcycle, whether if it's on or off. Granted, the battery has to be charged because it's running the gyroscopes.
Yeah.
So if that dies, like it'll turn back into a regular bike. But eventually, I think we'll have self-driving motorcycles too. Like I don't see why not.
The future, bro.
The future. And like at this year's CES, I think it was like 4 different companies showed off like their own versions of self-driving tech, all with different ways to do it. Some with sensors, some with programs, some with both, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, BMW said later this year, 2017, they'll have their own fleet of BMWs that can drive themselves.
Wow.
So like it's already here. Like it's just a matter of prices dropping and more
making it affordable.
Well, no, and the laws too. The laws have to be ironed out still. And that's going to happen. That's going to change state by state.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I know California is really strict. But probably for the better. I'd rather be in a stricter state when it comes to self-driving cars than not.
Mm-hmm.
At least for the first generations. The next thing I found interesting was this projector. Now, what this projector did was, say you have your regular TV in your room, and you play in a pitch black room normally when you're playing games. Now, this projector, what it does is it kind of links to your gaming system or whatever you're playing on, and it projects an image, a bigger image of whatever you're playing onto the wall, on your surroundings. But it leaves the section of where your TV's at, like it figures out where your TV's at, so it never goes over your actual TV. So it takes up your entire room. So if your peripheral's over here, like you can look that way. It's weird. Like it's like a zoomed in version and a zoomed out version at the same time, because you could see like your whole entire environment.
Yeah.
But the TV is still crystal clear, first person view, whatever you're playing. And it's not like really practical, but it's like it looks fun.
Cool,
it looks fun. It looked really cool. And I was like, that's an interesting idea. I don't think it's going to take off, but I think they showed it off as more of a concept. Like this might be a thing later in the future. Like it's here and it's possible.
Come check it out.
Yeah. So I don't know, I thought that was cool. The next thing is, I think something that everyone might want is a quick set. That's a door lock company. They showed off a smart lock, which they have now, but this one is kind of cool and more convenient because it will lock and unlock just by you walking up to it. Kind of like how people's like fancier cars do. When you have your little key fob on you, it knows it's on there. It's on you. So when you walk up to the door, you have that little key thing on. It just boom, unlocks. Yeah. When you walk away, it locks. Nothing amazing, but really practical. And like I want one.
That's neat.
So looking forward to that. There's so much more. There's not enough time to get through all of it. Obviously, it's like I said, even if you're there in person, it take forever. So that's all I had for tech lately. What about you? Anything interesting you saw lately?
No, as far as for tech, no, man.
Yeah.
I've just been checking out the drones. That's a little something I've been keeping my eye on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And,
no, it's exciting.
Yeah, hopefully my future pick me up. But that's the thing. If I do get one, I obviously want to get a good one. It'd be that $1,000 one. But I don't know right now if I want to spend $1,000 for a drone. You know.
And the other thing that was cool about the GoPro one is that it had the breakout part where you could use it as just like a handheld. Like that was like the big selling point for me. But then the sensors weren't good. It kept crashing and
batteries would die in the middle of the area.
So once they iron that out, or someone else copies that same design but makes it better, it's gonna be a game over.
Game time.
So all right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this. Thank you for joining us. Again, we're gonna try to break these out in smaller segments. But this one, the audio and one big YouTube version, is gonna be put out later on. So thank you for joining us. Until next time, we love you.